The safe, quality products Rose Packing is known for all come from the same place, its plant on Chicago's southwest side.
We are a pork boner and processor. Our expertise is in the smoked meat field and in the fully cooked sausage field. And we do a wide variety of private label products along with our own label.
The company, for the most part, has focused its efforts on pork, but more and more we're getting into other items, and some beef items, some turkey, a little bit of chicken.
The first step on this tour begins in the boning room. Pork loins, ribs, hams. This is the start of a long journey through the plant.
You're seeing the loin operation. It starts with the de-strapping of the tenderloin, which the two guys across the conveyor are doing. Today you're running a two-gang line, which basically means the two guys directly opposite on the table from one another are both making the same cuts. What they'll do is they'll take the tender off, they'll pass it to the girls, and the girls will use these wizard knives to gently take all the excess fat and gristle off of the tender so you get a nice clean piece of meat.
As you might imagine, processing all this pork creates a lot of trimmings, and Rose puts them to good use. Thousands of pounds worth are turned into the sausage products people love.
This is the start of sausage, cooked sausage and fresh sausage. The batching operation is just basically where you're mixing lean and regular trimmings to your customer specifications. So a 60-40 mix would be 60% lean, 40% regular trimmings. It goes through an initial pre-grind after it passes through a metal detection system. The spice is put in and a suitable amount of CO2 to hit a temperature. Anything that's larger than the actual grinding plate holes is going to come out the side of the bone elimination system. But basically any fat, gristle, or bone that is larger than the grinding plate is going to be ejected off the side. And it's basically just one more quality control step to make sure that the customer is getting the best product they possibly can.
Rose will churn out fresh products by the bucket load, but it also produces dozens of ready-to-eat items. Direct heat cooks these sausage patties to the perfect temperature in just minutes, while other items take a slower route.
Well, this is Smokehouse Alley. We have 7 Alcar smokehouses. We run 2 pretty generic cooks, a humidity cook and a dry cook, and then there's a bunch of derivatives of each of those. In this particular house, this would be a humidity house, and this is Julian turkey. The smoke is where we really get our personality, I guess you would say, when it comes to smoked meat products. Most people atomize liquid smoke or use liquid smoke in their curing solution. We do use some liquid smoke for some of our customers that require it or request it, but traditionally we use natural hickory smoke on all of our products to bring that smoky flavor and give you that dark exterior color.
And if that weren't good enough, you don't want to miss a real people pleaser.
What we have here is our spiral ham operation, and here what we do is we take cane sugar, white cane sugar, and we layer it onto the ham, and we use a propane torch, or in this case actually a natural gas torch, and melt the sugar onto the ham. Very tasty. Everybody loves the spiral ham.
And it's no wonder why. Rose infuses its products with tons of flavor.
This is the pumping operation or the curing department. Basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. This is where all the injection and the massaging happens to the meat before it goes to process.
And part of that process is creating some of the company's signature items. Rose Packing grew up on Canadian bacon, and while it's a historic winner, it, along with everything else, now gets a very modern treatment.
What we do here is we take all of our stick product that's not going to be sliced, and we vacuum package it on this line. Draw a tight vacuum, seal it, and then run it through a shrink tunnel, shrink it down, run it through an X-ray machine, and then package it. This could be smoked butts, this could be Capicola butts, pork roll, any of our products that are not sliced. Bone-in hams, our big heavy commodity hams, anything not sliced could go through here.
This is Capicola. It's put into a smoky casing. It's got a lot of spices in it to make it a very hot product. It's also pressed on screens. We do this to try and achieve either A, a press look, or B, a D-shaped look, depending on how hard we're pressing. This will end up on somebody's sandwich eventually.
Most of this product either goes food service or retail unsliced.
But if sliced is what you want, look no further. Rose has invested millions in state-of-the-art equipment to meet any customer specifications.
This is where our products don't take their true form or their packageable form or sliceable form. SPC, or the statistical process control that happens in this department, would basically be the log lengths and the log diameters. Those are two very important characteristics. The length to keep a consistent log length for our slicers, and the diameter so that we meet our product specifications.
On these slicers, we could slice anything from 40 millimeters all the way up to 165 millimeters. This particular case, we're doing about a 3 1/4 inch diameter product, so roughly 80 millimeter product, and it's the Canadian bacon.
Well, what's unique about this operation is how thinly sliced it is. We're trying to achieve 60 to 62 slices per pound, and we're trying to keep the slices intact throughout the operation. It's slicing boneless ham right now.
And right now, it's one of the many items that we slice.
Just around the corner, the sausage meat continues its journey down the line and starts to take shape.
The only big difference between this and any other product we run skin on would be the size of the casing. The size of your casing depicts the size of your length. They're all about the same length.
And that goes for ethnic sausages as well.
We do chorizo, Italian, bratwurst, hot Italian, an extra hot Italian, and a Polish. The biggest thing that differentiates these from the rest of the sausage, or the ethnic sausage, is the fact that it's stuffed into a natural hog casing. And it's basically just rolled out into tubes, and then the linker will portion cut it to either a 4-to-1 or 5-to-1 weight category.
It's a lot of food and a lot to keep track of. Technological advances like X-ray machines and metal detectors are in place to ensure safety. But it's the Rose labor force that focuses a watchful eye on quality control.
We feel the more people or eyeballs you have on products, the better your quality of product's going to be through time.
The Rose family has always been a proud family that takes pride in their business and in their products, the success of their company, the long history of the company, and it feeds right down to the people on the floor.
You're only as good as your people making your product, and I have to say that, you know, in all the years that I've known Rose Packing and been down to the plant, a big part of what turns me on to the plant is the fact that, you know, you'll walk around this meat plant and you'll actually see people smiling and enjoying what they're doing.
Because the meat industry is not the easiest industry, and these people have other options, and the fact that they choose to work for Rose Packing in this industry, I think says a lot about the company and the family and the history of it.